Now for the complete graphic novel haul, Blu-ray, DVD, 4K this month, complete haul. Now you saw the comics in the last video. It was all the comics and graphic novels, but there was just a few more movies that I was waiting on to come in, but I still wanted to do the video because I had time to. And as you guys know from those of you who watched my update video, I had said that it was going to be a little spotty when I'd be able to get these videos out. So I was like, you know what, let's get that one out. I have the time to, and I want to do it on a film, so why not? Let's get right into it. I guess we'll do the comics and graphic novels first, because that's what most of you guys are here for. I call myself this just in comics, after all. And that's mostly what this YouTube channel is for. Now, I do have a second channel that was supposed to be, it was like literally called this Justin Movies. Am I going to repurpose the movie halls and do that on this Justin Movies? Maybe. One thing I'm thinking of doing is all the movies that I got this summer. So I still gotta wait for August, obviously. It's not August yet. Yes, I'm uploading this on August, but I'm filming it in July. I'm uploading it on August 1st. Filming it July 31st, uploading it on August 1st. So, obviously, by then I'm not gonna get, it's not gonna get all the stuff that I'm gonna get for August on the 1st of the month and have it all come in. No, obviously not. So, it'll be at the end of August that even then, it gives me, even then. And it gives me the full month to think of that, of whether or not I even want to do that video. Because, I don't know. I think it's a bit redundant. That was supposed to be for movie reviews. And I would have them, like with comics, I'm like, oh, this comic is really good, blah, 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 blah. I would also do it with the movie. I would be like, this movie was okay, yada, yada, yada. And it'd be from the library. This movie is from the library. This is not one of the movies I got this month. This is the movie from the library. I'm going to say it again, this is a movie from the library, not a movie I got this month. Some people will say, and yeah, if this shows up as the thumbnail, what if I just say thumbnail does it? But this video, come on, brain. This picture, my brain does not like to work sometimes, but this picture shows up in the thumbnail. That's one thing. People are going to look at it and be like, oh, The Kitchen, I never heard that movie, I'll check it out. But I did do, one time, I was showing off as an example. Kind of like how Omar will show off an omnibus to compare it to like a DC to a Marvel, or an Image Comics omnibus to a Marvel omnibus. That's what I would do for my, the comics too. Like, I'd be like, oh yeah, this one right here, the paper quality is different than this one here, same amount of pages, as you guys see, blah, blah, blah. And then they would say, like, oh, before Watchmen, you got that this month, that's really cool. And it's like, no, I was showing off as an example. It proves that not all my viewers watch the entire video throughout. Now, I don't mind that. I know people, and I do the same thing. I'll just do the skip 10 seconds just to see what the person got for the haul, because I don't always want to sit through an entire video, and I understand that. This video, I do like to make these videos longer because I'm showing off a good amount of stuff anyways. I'm usually showing off a good amount of stuff, and then I want to explain about them, and then, again, the comics have any significant value to me, I'll talk about that, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, sometimes it would happen. I'd show up like this, and then people would be like, oh, The Kitchen, that's a movie based off a comic, right? Oh, you got that this month? That's really cool. And it's like, no, I'm gonna have one smart ass in the comments say those exact words. That's fine. I'd be fine with that. But anyways, comics. First one up is Good Devils Don't Play Fair with Evil. This is written by David Brothers, with artwork done by Nick Dragotta. Now, this is apparently David Brothers' first writing debut. I don't know if he did stories within, I think he did, because it shows on his, because he doesn't have an official Image Comics page. It's a blank link. It doesn't, have blue links. You click a blue link and it'll take you to that page. Yeah, he doesn't have one of those. Image Comics' website, I want to dedicate a whole video to that, because their website is awful. Just atrocious. It's like they are just starting out and they don't know what the internet is, because they'll have books that disappear. Now, The Beauty is one that's no longer published under Image Comics. And I'm going to look it up right now because I swear to God it is still on the website. And all it needs to say is, hey, The Beauty is no longer published under Image Comics. That's all they need to do. But they don't. They decide, like, Nomen Omen is apparently no longer published under Image Comics, so you can't see that on their website anymore. Yeah, Beauty's still here. I just saw it right away. So I don't know. That's funny, he's doing a King Spawn. It's been a long time since I've seen anything new come out from Jeremy Huon. But it's not there. They're Cullen Bunn, the only thing that if you went by Image Comics' official website, you would think the only thing he's done is Cold Spots. Unearth and Regression are not shown there. I think the hardcover for Regression is, but I think it's it. I don't even think I'll look that up too. I don't even think that, hell, that might not even be there anymore. It's just really weird. And I get if it's the writer themselves saying, hey, I don't want you to put this on there anymore, and they have control over it, because Image Comics says indie publishers, and they pride themselves on creator-owned comics, so the creators can do whatever they want to the comics, but really, all those guys are saying, no, I don't want that shit on there? Nope, it's just Cold Spots. Not even the most recent printing of Regression shows there, on here, the hardcover. I have no idea why that is the way it is. I don't know why this is not doing the way I want it to do. Come on. It's because you can't really see it here. There we go. So Cold Spots is the only thing that shows up. And then it's just the issues of Cold Spots themselves. What sense does that make? None. And I don't understand why they choose to do that. It makes no sense. And it's really aggravating too, because they'll show comics on there and no problem with showing the guys' full Image Comics' not debut catalog, solicitation, like all that, and then it'll just disappear. Like, there are whole ass creators you can't see their work anymore, and the link no longer works. They have links saved, and the link pretty much doesn't work anymore. It is the most aggravating thing ever. Gabriel Hardman, I think, doesn't show anything. Even though you go, and so at the bottom they'll have like little articles about their work, and the articles are still there. It makes no sense. That's a little rant. I do want to do a whole dedicated video to that, just to show you guys how stupid it is. Because it's like Marvel Comics being like, okay, ROM, we're not going to have there anymore because you lost the license, no more ROM. Not even the omnibus that we officially released. And it wasn't that long ago either. Mark Gruenwald's Captain America. Mark Gruenwald, he never did Captain America. It's not there anymore. Stan Lee, rest in peace. And also Mark Gruenwald, rest in peace. That's right, too. We lost both of them. Stan Lee, his work on Inhumans, I guess, is no longer showing. They wouldn't do that. Marvel Comics has everything from point A to point Z, pretty much. I don't think they got rid of anything on their website. It makes no sense. Anyways, good devils don't play fair with evil. Image Comics doesn't play fair with its website. So I don't know why it's not saying anything about the writers. The credits page is... Alright, so I guess we're just gonna have to... They have an ad for distillery at the back here. It's kind of funny. Alright. So we'll show the artwork. It's an anthology comic, so you'll have pages like this, but then you'll have pages like... I just want to make sure when I do the other thing that you guys can see it good. Oh yeah, it's fine. Because when I showed you guys on my phone, I think the tablet, like, fizzled out after. But there you go. That is the artwork for... Yeah, they can expect to see in Good Devils Don't Play Fair with Evil. I like to do this. This is how I like to do my videos, is show the artwork, credit the creators, and all that. I don't go all the way down. I really just do writer, artist, and colorist. That's about it. And there's no reason for that other than the fact that that's kind of what I would want to see in the comic video. I don't need to see the letterer and the editor and all that. Now, some guys, if you do want me to do that, maybe I will consider doing that in the future. But and I should not say what I want to see in a video. Like I said, no, it's not your. Yeah, it's my channel, but it's not. I'm not making this for myself. But essentially, what this channel is seeing what creators do that works well and piggybacking off of that while making it my own thing, of course, because this is my opinion. When I'm doing comic reviews, my own opinion, and what I just ranted about Image Comics' website. I'm sure no one else has noticed. Very few people have noticed it, so you know, I do things like that to make it at least somewhat unique. Where's the Mylar for this guy? I just had it. That is weird. I did not put it at the bottom. Whatever. Alright, Good Devils. And I got the second printing, too. For whatever reason. Oh, there it is. For whatever reason, I did not get it when it was first released. Well, there's a reason for that. I don't typically get floppies. I call these floppies. They're called floppies. Someone say I call these floppies. Floppies / single issues are these books. The comics you get at the newsstand, or used to get at the newsstand. And then we have collected editions like the Sacrificers, which collects issues of the Sacrificers. Now, Good Devils is a one-shot. Another one-shot being Dread the Hall H, the 2026 edition. This is written by Jordan Hart and Chris Ryall with many artists. Do we have all the artists shown? We do. Art by Luana Vecchio, Charles P. Wilson III, Mariana Ignazzi, and Tom Williams. And then covers by pretty much all of them. Tony Fleets has a cover. Zach Howard does a cover here with Nelson Daniel. He still does not have his Image Comics series released in trade paperback format. It got deleted off the face of the earth. I don't know why. All 4 issues are out. Obviously, no more came out. It wasn't like it was, it's going to be a 2-volume series, and we're going to do 2 volumes in one. There's going to be 8 issues of 4 issues each. 2 volumes, 4 issues each, 8 issues total. So it might as well just put in that. Might as well just put that in the trade paperback. No, that didn't happen. It's weird. I guess if something doesn't sell well at all, they don't get it. I actually don't even remember the name of it. Moonshine Bigfoot, that's what it was. So here is the artwork you can expect from Dread the Hall H. These are pretty interesting stories. So Dread the Halls, they've had, I think, 5 issues now. I know we've had 2 of these Dread the Hall H books. The last one was actually, I think, the most recent issue I've read of Dread the Halls. And I thought it was okay. I definitely like the first issue a lot better. I think the stories just fit that. So the whole point of Dread the Halls is horror stories told around Christmas time. So pretty much like Krampus, like they could totally do a Krampus story, and it would fit really well with their what they want to do for Dread the Halls. But I like these books. They're nice little stories, and I always like to get the newest issue. I always think though that they're gonna be done with them, but they're not. It's going to be, and I think it's going to be twice a year they're going to publish these. And I hope twice a year is enough. Like, Creepshow, it's like one right after the other. They used to take a break. It was like, okay, Creepshow Volume 1, take a little break. Creepshow Volume 2, take a little break. Creepshow Volume 3, take a little break. Then after 4, it was like, immediately into Super Creepshow, now immediately into Volume 5. And it's like, my God, guys, like, slow down. And I guess I'd rather them do that, so because I'm a trade waiter, the trades come out sooner. And quite honestly, okay, that's fine. But it's like, I buy them, and then I feel like it's not as satisfying. Because it's like, oh, well, I got the most recent volume, cool, but there's 18 more coming out, or there's 18 more issues that have been released so far. Instead of 0. Because they wait for the trade to come out, and they'd announce the next volume, like a month in advance. Or not months in advance, months later. Not months in advance. Now it's months in advance. Before is months ahead now it's months ahead. Before it was, they waited a few months. Next one up, so this one was a blind bag for Mask issue 1. And if you guys have been catching up on your comics news, you would know that Mask issue 1 blind bags came with an issue of the first issue of ROM, because now, and it was a surprise, like, oh hey, now Image Skybound has the rights to ROM comics. That is not what I got. I got Mask issue 1. And this specifically is the Tom Riley cover. Now, I am going to look on the back here, and I'm going to say which ones I would have wanted more. The one I got is fine. I'm really just going by which one looks the coolest. And quite honestly, I don't mind this. Whatever. Hopefully this one's worth a good amount of money. Am I going to sell it right away? Maybe, because I'm a trade waiter and I'm just going to wait for the Mask trade to come out. Once the Mask trade comes out, this is kind of useless. But what I will do, what I will consider doing, is reading this issue way before the trade comes out. Like maybe even right away. I've not read it yet, though. But here is the artwork for Mask, which is written by Dan Waters, and I believe the artwork is done by Tom Riley. Nope, Pipar. Pipar's the artist. Pierre Luigi Casolio is the colorist. It's a weird name. Why not just do a pen name and name yourself Luigi? I guess because of that Luigi, he didn't want to be associated with that Luigi, so he changed his name. That's totally what happened. Next up is the Headlopper one-shot. Apparently this series is coming back after months and years and decades and centuries and lifetimes of hiatus. That's kind of cool, I guess. And this is written and drawn by Andrew McClellan. I'm obviously saying that in jest, so that's cool, I guess. It's just me being a completist. I thought that for the longest time Headlopper was done with. Now, there is no solicitations for the follow-up, so maybe he just did a one-shot. Maybe that was what he meant by Headlopper was returning. And if that's the case, then they have all of Headlopper. But Andrew McClellan does have, I forget what the, Death Fight Forever. That's a 5-issue miniseries that's out right now. Trade is coming out next month, I think, actually, in August. Well, this month as of this recording, or as of this upload. As this recording, next month as this upload, this month. That's all the comics. Now we're on to the collected editions. First one up, so I'm going to do all these at once. This is the Sacrificers. 4 volumes across 21 issues across 4 volumes. Now, this is all written by Rick Remender, with artwork done by Max Mora, with colors done by Dave McCraig. And I'm pretty sure Andrew McClellan did everything for... Jordi Belair is the colorist for Headlopper. Here you go. Jordi Belair seems to do just a bunch of coloring. It's like she's constant. That's what she does from sun up till sundown. Because I swear to God, every other comic I read from her, from Image too, also, is colored by her. I just said from her. No shit. No, every other Image Comics series I read is colored by her. That's kind of funny. Now, it's been a little while since that's happened, but I had like a year-long streak where it was Jordi Belair colorist, Jordi Belair colorist. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. It's just it's an observation. But anyways, the Sacrificers. Written by Rick Remender, artwork done by Max Fiumura, colors done by Dave McCraig. The Sacrificers, Volume 1. I think it's just called Volume 1. They don't call it anything. It's not like Volume 1... The space between us. Sometimes they will title, it'd be like, Redlands, Volume 1, Witches of East End, written by Jordi Belair, like that. That's what I would say. That's how we would do that video. That's how I would do that comic haul. But no, it's just Sacrificers, Volume 1. And this collects the first 6 issues of the Sacrificers. Let's do the artwork before I forget. This one, I believe, was the one that was like a huge surprise, and everyone was absolutely loving it. Yeah, that can be said too. Get the AA lock on here. Get off there, AA lock. Thank you. Yeah, that can be said for a lot of Rick Remender books, but this one especially was getting like rave reviews. And I believe that was the one as I saw on Instagram. I believe this one was the one. It's one of his most recent books, anyways. And I know I can show the artwork, but I'm gonna do it again because I feel like I did, even though I know I did. Yeah, first 6 issues of The Sacrificers. Then we have The Sacrificers Volume 2, which collects 7 to 11 of The Sacrificers. I knew it was 7 to 11, I just want to double check to make sure. And that's what I did. 12 to 16, 15, sorry, 12 to 15. 12 to 15 for Volume 3, and for whatever reason, Amazon just completely fucked this. There's something there that can just barely come off. It's really stuck on there. The sides of the spine of the graphic novel has a little bit here and there. The back of it has a little blemish here. And the front of it, nothing really at the front. But yeah, I don't know why that one volume has just all screwed up. And then The Sacrificers Volume 4 collects 16 to 21 of The Sacrificers. Volume 4, 16 to 21 of The Sacrificers. Memoirs of Giselle, which is written, illustrated, and lettered by Katia Vecchio, translation editor being Edward Cayo. Now, like I said before, when I went over all the comics I got this month video, the subject matter in this book is very much not my thing. There's a movie I watched that it's kind of spoil if you've watched the movie Unbecoming a Guinea Fowl. And it was A24. I love A24 movies. Don't agree with their whole stance on AI. I think that's absolutely awful. They are just like, it's like one thing after the other. And they had the whole Backrooms copyright claim situation happen. And I'm one of those people that dies on the hill that they knew what they were doing, and then they got caught. And they're like, ah, shit. Actually, we didn't mean to do that. And Kate Parson, get over here. Go tell them that we didn't mean to do this. I know you had no idea this happened, and if it were up to you, you would take away Backrooms from our catalog because we fucked it up. We fucked you over so hard because we don't like our creators anymore because we love AI. But just get over here and do some damage control. And it was like, that's what I think happened. Not exactly that. I was definitely exaggerating a little bit, but essentially that's what happened, I feel. But anyways, Unbecoming Guinea Fowl is very much deals with similar subject matter to Memoirs of Keisha. Memories of Giselle. And I had watched that movie recently, so it's kind of ironic. I bought this book recently. Same month as I buy this book, I later in the month watch Unbecoming a Guinea Fowl. And it was, so I had a 7-day free trial, 7-day free trial of Cinemax. And that was one of the movies I wanted to watch. I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch that one. It's A24. Got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Went in so blind, I didn't even know what the subject matter dealt with, the movie was going to deal with. And I watched it. I was like, oh, I otherwise wouldn't watch this. I would not watch it otherwise. Okay. It was mostly to watch Bring Her Back, which is crazy. More on that in a minute. But Memoirs of Keisha. Memories of Giselle. I just did the artwork. I know the artwork. But yeah, very heavy book. Definitely not one that I'm going to read right away. But I also might, because it looks interesting. And I'm sure they'll deal with the subject matter in a delicate way. They won't do it in a way that's, like, provocative, obviously. Because I believe this is also a memoir. So let's see if it is. I don't think so. It says Giselle, so let's see. Memories of Giselle is being hearing him coming of age tale about memory, trauma, no, okay. So I'm actually wrong. But I do like these coming of age books, and I feel like Image Comics does a lot of sci-fi, fantasy, horror. The only one that I can name on top of my head that is coming of age is this, obviously. It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth and Royal City. The ones that I own, anyways. So I always like to get more of these. Oh, and Gracie's Ghost. So I always like to get these coming of age books. Slice of life comics. But anyways, next up is Sleep by Xander Cannon. A standard sized hardcover for $30. Sometimes Image Comics surprises me with their pricing. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. This is $20 to get the trade paperback, and honestly, I should have just gotten a trade paperback. Especially because Amazon really messes up with the corners. I don't know how Amazon can fuck up a hardcover, but here we are. But regardless, this seems like a very interesting 8-issue miniseries. This hardcover collects all 8 issues of this miniseries. Just in case I forget. So I don't forget. So I think it's written and drawn by Xander Cannon, because I believe he is an artist. Now, Xander Cannon, yes, written and drawn by Xander Cannon. Now, for whatever reason, I thought that this was the only thing that he had done for Image. It's not. He's written a story, it was a long time ago, it's actually not even published by Image anymore, but, yeah. Now, to be fair, he has no, he has a not blue blank for his Image Comics credits, so you can't see what books he's done. I don't know why they do that. I get it if it's a new creator like David Brothers apparently is, but even then, that's kind of silly. Now on to the movies. First up is the 2 4K movies that I got, and those of you who may be like, hey, you got a 4K Blu-ray? No. The only reason why I got these 2 4Ks is because this is the only way I could get a digital code. Now, one thing I want to preface before I get into it, I am definitely a physical over digital kind of guy. I don't like buying comics digitally. I straight up don't. I had to for Chip Zdarsky's White Trees and Whisper Queen. It was just a really good deal. It was $2 per issue, and I get it right away. And I don't think it's going to leave or get deleted off my Kindle or anything like that anytime soon at the very least. If they lose the license for it, it stays on your Kindle. Gabriel Hardman lost the license for a one-shot that I have on the Kindle, and I still have it on the Kindle. I forget what it's called, but I still have it on the Kindle. Like, you can't get it on the Kindle anymore. I have it on the Kindle, and it stays on the Kindle. And even if I delete the download, I still have it. So the whole PlayStation Studio Canal thing, I think is highly unlikely, knock on wood, to happen on iTunes or Movies Anywhere, where they pride themselves on keeping the digital copy forever and ever. I've been buying movies digitally as well as physically recently. And I want to die on that hill that that's the right thing. That is the case, because I really hope that doesn't happen. And if it does, I at least get a refund. I know it can happen, and I still don't like buying movies digitally, but like with Whisper Queen and White Trees, I got a really good deal on some of these movies. Some of these movies I got for $5. The new Bruce Springsteen biopic that no one watched, and it was actually really damn good. It broke the mold on a lot of these biopics. Rather than being about Bruce Springsteen's entire life, it was about a very specific time in his life, so it was very condensed in a good way. It did do flashbacks to him as a child, sure, but it was relevant to the story itself. But I got it for $5, and I own it. And it's Movies Anywhere, too, so I get it on. I can watch it on YouTube, I can watch it on Movies Anywhere. Fandango Now, if I want to do that, but I don't like doing Fandango Now, because it's Vudu, and I don't trust Vudu, because I've had pretty bad experiences with them. By streaming movies on their website. Now it's Fandango Now. I'm going to see, like, one of the new movies I got, I'm going to see how it is on Fandango Now. I'll go over which one I have to watch on Fandango now. The Whale is one. I got that last month. I watched that on Fandango. Now I'm going to watch it on the, I want to watch it digitally. But I can watch it anywhere. And it was $5 to own, with the special features included. So no shit, I'm going to get them on there and not pay $20. Now, those of you who are wondering, well, if you have the Blu-ray, do you watch the digital code when you want to watch the movie? Yes. My laptop, for the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to get the Blu-rays to work on my laptop, even with the Blu-ray USB I had. I have since figured it out, but even now I'm like, well, I like the VLC media player. I don't like the new one. I don't like Lenovo. I want to watch my movies on VLC. So even then, yes, unless there was no digital code for the Blu-ray I bought, I would instead decide to hell with it. I am going to watch this movie on the digital code. So yes, to answer your question, I do watch digital codes. So that's why for Do the Right Thing and The Fifth Element, I wanted to get these in 4K because of digital code. Now, not only this has come with 4K Blu-ray digital for both these guys, not only are they both movies anywhere, but these were cheaper than getting the Blu-ray. Now, this would have been $10 Blu-ray, but this was $20 Blu-ray. And I got this for $12, I believe? I think these were both $12. I believe. I could be wrong. But they were very affordable for 4K 20th anniversary editions. This isn't 20th anniversary edition. This is, though. Now, both these I have seen before. I will tell you guys, if I haven't watched a movie before, all the comics I've not read before. So all the comics are brand spanking new for me. But for the Blu-rays and DVDs, like the physical movies, media, I do like it for it to be a movie I haven't seen before, with some exceptions. But I have seen these both before. Now, Fifth Element, I honestly really enjoyed The Fifth Element. I know not a lot of people do, and it's one of those movies that is kind of frowned upon if you like it, because those who don't like it are like, I really don't understand why people like this movie. I liked it. Now, it was a while ago that I watched it. I actually don't even know how I ended up watching it. Was it on Prime Video? Did I rent it from the library? Was it on Netflix? I don't remember. It was a while ago, but I remember really enjoying it. I liked how, well, it does borrow a lot from sci-fi in general. Like, it has a lot of the sci-fi elements that you have come to know and love or come to know and hate. I still think it was very unique. Not very unique, but I thought it was unique enough to where I could say this is from Fifth Element and this is from not Fifth Element. I do need to rewatch it though, and I can. Anytime, anywhere. Next up is Do the Right Thing. Now this one, I do actually remember where I first watched this one. In 2020, during the pandemic and the George Floyd incident, retailers, digital retailers were like, because it's relevant, Do the Right Thing, you can watch for free. The Hate U Give, which is one of the $5 movies I got on the digital, you can watch for free. And several others. I believe If Beale Street Could Talk was also free to watch. I don't actually remember. And I believe it was YouTube too. I don't remember when I ended up watching them, but I believe it was YouTube too. But yeah, they were like, the digital retailer was like, hey, watch it for free. And that's how I first watched Do the Right Thing. And I think I thought it was a phenomenal movie. For a movie that came out in 1989, it's still culturally relevant today. Really damn good movie. Spike Lee's best that I've seen so far. And I've only seen that in BlacKkKlansman, I believe. I could be wrong though. Now, for directors, I don't typically say, like, oh, Spike Lee, let's go. I want to watch Spike Lee movie. Let's see what the library has, or see where I can rent it, or what have you. No, or what streaming service has it. No, it's just typically a movie that comes to mind, or like a Cinemax, because it was so... That's why I don't have it anymore. I just have the 7-day free trial. It sucks on Apple TV channels. They give you, like, I think, less than 100 movies, and you gotta pay $10 a month for it. So you can watch them all in a month, probably. Month to 2 months. paid $20, and yeah, it's still a good deal. But in streaming services where there's thousands of movies and TV shows on Netflix, Prime Video, and HBO Max, not total, but individually, for Cinemax to be like, yeah, affordable, and compared to HBO Max, which is $20 a month, that's cool. And it's one flat fee, no ad plan or what have you, which I think is phenomenal. Still kind of like, why? So I just got the 7-day free trial, watched a few movies on there, and I don't really mind that. That's all I had to do. And don't really mind that was it. That was all she wrote. But whatever. Moving on, we have Upgrade. So I'm going to do these both back to back, because I got The Invisible Man and Upgrade, which are 2 Leigh Whannell movies in the same month. Now, Upgrade I think is way better than Invisible Man. Invisible Man has a lot of tropes that I'm like, oh, we have that trope in this movie. That's cool. Now, it can be forgiven because of what the movie is about. It's about an invisible man stalking a woman, and it's all the believe woman kind of thing. So I get what they're trying to go for, and they do it in a really good way. I think that it was handled a lot better than it could have been, but also in the same breath to do the whole she's crazy, even though, and people have pointed out, like, someone who's gone through the movie, so watched the movie, I was watching a review of YMS, and he was talking about how, like, there would be times where it'd be very obvious that, is this survey people again? Let's see. Yep. I get these all recent, it's so annoying, it's like, we're conducting a brief anonymous survey, it's like, shut the fuck up. Unless you're a knowledge panel, shut the fuck up, I'm so goddamn done with this shit. So annoying. But anyways, it would be like, obviously that's not her. And in real life, this does not happen. So it kind of takes away from that. So, but I still like The Invisible Man. It doesn't take away, but it's still a trope. And it's like rewatch. I'd sooner rewatch Upgrade than Invisible Man. Now, Invisible Man you can stream for free on Prime. But this is $8 Blu-ray. So like, why not? New, brand spanking new Blu-ray, $8. Hell yeah, I'm gonna get this movie. I do remember liking it, and Elizabeth Moss gives a very good performance. And it's a damn good movie in general. One of the better Universal Dark Monster, whatever the hell they're doing there, movies. Of 2, I think, actually. So, but still. Now I do want to watch Wolfman, despite the poor reviews. It's another Leigh Whannell movie. Now, Upgrade it's not even, I don't think it's even horror. It's more sci-fi than horror. But this was a lot better than Invisible Man. Like, this was his magnum opus, I would say, for Leigh Whannell. Really good movie. The ending, even I didn't see coming. Like, it was like one of those endings where I was like, what the hell is that? Oh, okay, that's honestly really good. You stuck the landing on that one. Abigail is one of these movies that I got where I'm like, I paid $15 for a movie that I thought was just pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Now, it's very entertaining. It is one of those movies that if I had friends over and they were like, oh, what do you watch for a movie? I can be like, hey, I have Abigail. Want to watch Abigail? No one else has seen it. Perfect. And it comes with a DVD copy too, so if they didn't have a Blu-ray, if I was over at a friend's house and they only had a DVD player, I could do it there. Or digital, I could sign in on iTunes or sign in on YouTube. I could watch it there. Because again, movies anywhere. Watch it across a bunch of platforms with just one digital code. Now, one thing that... Oh, this is not the case with this one. Damn it. Because sometimes with Universal, the DVD will look the exact same. I don't like that they do this. That's reflective. So if you can't see it from here, you can't tell from here, it's basically the same as the other side of the Blu-ray. I don't know why they do that. That's kind of cheap in my opinion. Because it makes the overall presentation look sloppy. For the disc at least. Now, am I one of those people that says huge stickler about discs? No. But I like it when it's... So, do we have one that's like that? Nope. Because Upgrade is the exact same as Abigail. Yeah, let me show it. See? Universal has a monopoly on the format of the Blu-ray discs being like that. I almost want to say DVDs too, but I don't know. Now, why, pray tell, do Blu-rays... so this is Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code. This is Universal. Where's the... Yep, Universal. This is also Universal, but it's Blu-ray plus digital. L too. Then this is Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code. All three of these are R-rated movies, so you can't say, oh, well, Invisible Man is a family movie, and family is a blah, blah, blah. No, like, come with a digital code. And come with the DVD and the digital code. Not just a gamble. Now, that's another thing where it's definitely a non-issue with me, with everyone else but me. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me. Even to me, it doesn't really matter. But it's like, it makes the price all that much better when it comes with its Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code. Now, it's 4K. All I ask is 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital code. I don't need to have a DVD copy too. It's probably a little bit redundant, but still. I know DVDs are becoming obsolete in general, and they're really just focusing on 4K and Blu-ray, but still. It's such an easy thing to do. Because sometimes I just want to watch the movie, and I want to watch it on DVD, and not have to deal with Lenovo. I want to watch it on VLC. Now that I can, and I'm going to actually, one of the Blu-rays I got some a couple Blu-rays in the library along with DVDs. So I'm going to test out the Lenovo app, because I haven't really tested it out yet. So time will tell if I'm like, oh, actually Lenovo is better. But VLC is just, like, every man's dream for watching movies on your laptop. So it's just like it's all around perfect. They know that people are like, well, I want this. And it's just like moment of silence for the fact that VLC doesn't do Blu-ray. Now, to be fair, is it a deal breaker at the end of the day? Like, am I like, oh... And that's okay, it's not a deal breaker, I didn't mean to say that. At the end of the day, is it just the fact that all I have to do is download some things to get Blu-ray to work for VLC? I think so. But if Lenovo is right there, and I just gotta download a couple extra things and it's fine, and it actually works... Whereas with VLC, I swear I download everything, and it's just like a super long process for VLC. It's an annoyingly long process that's like, why the fuck is this happening? With VLC, but Lenovo, it's just like, no, just these two things. And it's only if you want the menu to show up. Other than that, just watch the movie. So that's what Lenovo was like. But Lenovo also doesn't have as many features as VLC does. And that's kind of what I was trying to get across. And it's like every man's dream. Like all the features you want in a DVD player app or a movie watching app, a physical movie app, they have it. VLC has it in spades. I mean, Lenovo is like, yeah, I guess we'll do this, but just watch the movie. Just here's the menu. Just don't bother us anymore. We're Chinese, by the way, too. I'd like to add that too. Not saying anything else other than that. It's just, if you know, it's kind of Temu-y. Not completely, though. It's way better than Temu. Did I say Tubi? No, Temu. Temu, not Tubi. But anyways, next up we have the Book of Henry. I paid way too much for this book. Book of Henry, get it? I paid way too much for this movie. This is $20, and this movie came out in 2017. I probably could have found this at $10 at... So, FYE is gone, pretty much, from both malls that had it in my town. And then pretty much in the state, too. Not the entire state of where I live, of course, but, like, near me. And to go an hour out of my way, yeah, I'm not doing that. And Target is like, yeah, no more physical movies, fuck you. Go to our website. So at that point, why not use Amazon? You know, you guys are like, Target is probably like, why aren't people coming to our store? Why are they going to Amazon instead? Use our website. No. You guys are fucking us over. Not just with DVD and Blu-rays in general. It's just I went to Target recently. I went to the mall recently, and it was just like, you guys are improving, but also not improving at the same time. You wonder why Amazon's kicking your ass. Like, at least, like, comic shops. There's a comic shop near me. I forget what it was called. Double Midnight. I think it was Double Midnight they went to. There's two. I was supposed to go to one. I was actually, yeah. No, I went to Double Midnight. Because there's two comic stores I was thinking going to, but one wasn't open when I was out, and one was. So I went to the one that was open, obviously. And Double Midnight, like, they were perfect. Like, I went there, and it was like, wow, you have older trades, newer trades, new floppies, you have a dollar bin, you have CGC books, slabs, I guess that's what they call them. You have slabs. Everything a comic fan could want. That's not as picky as I am and only buys from one publisher because of budgetary reasons mostly, would have an absolute fun field day here. And even with me, with just getting nothing but Image, probably out of complete, so it's 50% completist and 50% budgetary reasons. I'm not gonna get into it right now. This video is already long enough, and we're gonna talk about movies anyways. But even then, it was cool for me. Like, I'd consider going back there. And even for shit they didn't have, they'd get it for you. And all you have to do is just go next week. Perfect store. So for them to go out of business because of Amazon, I'd feel bad. But Target, oh no. It's literally that meme of, oh no. Anyways, like, that's exactly what it would be like for me. But anyways, Book of Henry. Got $20. And Target would be good. It'd be like, hey, $10. Maybe even $5. That's so old and quite honestly the best movie. Now, this is a guilty pleasure the same way The Odd Life of Timothy Green is a guilty pleasure for me. It is not a movie I'd ordinarily watch, and the tropes in here would piss me off in other movies. But because it's directed really well, surprisingly well, the acting is really great, and the writing is sloppy, but the good kind of sloppy, it's an entertaining ride for me. And I honestly cannot wait to read this. Watch this movie again. I think it's called Book of Henry. I'm getting confused. The old memories being like, hey, But yeah, not one that I am super happy about spending $20 on. Now, I did get it free because of a gift card, but like, oh, I could have got this instead, and that instead, and I hope there wasn't a movie I really wanted to watch, and it's $20, and I want to watch again, I wanted to own, and it's always $20, I got that instead. I don't know. And there was 2 copies of Book of Henry. One was, so if I cover this, will it show it? Oh, it doesn't show it. Damn it. It was the Canadian version. Like, if I'm living in the US, I want the US version. Not an import, not a region free. No, I want the actual book, actual movie itself. Now, what was that? I had to, like, oh, okay, I haven't shown it yet. But one of the movies I will show you, I had to get on eBay because it wasn't showing up on Amazon, the right one. It was all the region freeze in the South Korea version. So it's like, what the fuck is this? Next up is Talk to Me. This I got the same, also with the gift card along with Book of Henry. And Talk to Me should have come out the same day as Book of Henry. It came from the same Amazon facility, everything. One day shipping, everything. But they lost it, and they found it. Then they were like, okay, I'm going to schedule the delivery. Oh, wait, nope, never mind. And I was like, you're at the destination facility where it delivers out, goes out to delivery from. What the hell is going on? I have no idea to this day. But I got it. 3 days late, but I got it. Now, Talk to Me is one that I watched. So now I can talk about Bring Her Back. So Bring Her Back is from the same directors. They're YouTubers. That is awesome. But Talk to Me is definitely, I like more than Bring Her Back. Bring Her Back was just kind of unpleasant. It was a good watch. And it was very entertaining and like really well directed, and for a YouTuber movie, it was phenomenal. Like, better than most modern day horror movies made by actual multi-million-dollar studios in smaller budget. I don't know how big the budget was compared to Talk to Me, but the smaller budget movie from A24, which is a kind of independent, I guess you'd say. And I'm saying before the whole AI thing. I want to say they were still a smaller budget studio. Um, I know they're an independent studio at the very least. So, from this independent studio making like one of the best horror movies, I would still say Talk to Me, Bring Her Back is still, like Talk to Me, one of the best horror movies of the past 10 years. But it's still kind of an unpleasant watch. It still isn't. There's no real levity. With Talk to Me, I remember there being some levity here and there. But Bring Her Back, and there was a reason why Bring Her Back was the way it was. It was influenced by a real life tragedy. One of the close friends of the brothers that made this movie, I believe the brothers that made this movie, their close friend died, which is really tragic, and that influenced the ending of this movie. I'm not gonna say much else because it doesn't deal with the same subject matter technically, but I'm not gonna say much else other than that. So I get it why they did that, but it's still kind of like, yeah. Okay, like it was an hour and 44 minutes, and it felt like it was 3 hours because the pacing was kind of affected because of how crazy a watch it was, and how like it just did not let up on the eeriness, and in a good way, honestly, in a good way, it had that feeling, but not one I would go back to watching. The best way to describe Bring Her Back is that it's the Train Spotting of horror movies. That's what it was like for me. If you've seen Train Spotting, you'll probably make the connections and know what I'm talking about. It doesn't deal with drug use, by the way. It just Train Spotting obviously does, but Bring Her Back does not. Train Spotting, I don't know if I'd even get that Blu-ray to own. It's not one I want to go run back and watch again. And Bring Her Back is $30 Blu-ray and no digital codes. I'm like, nah. This was $7. So, same price as Invisible Man, $8, like $7.99, but still cheap. Under $10, and it's Blu-ray. New Blu-ray too. Chronicle, the Blu-ray. I had this on DVD before I realized, oh, it's so long ago, and I saw the director's cut, and I was like, oh, it's the director's cut. That's how long ago Chronicle was when I first watched it. I was like, well, it's actually it was before Fans Force it came out. It was. I remember also being really disappointed by Fans Force because Josh Trank, he did this movie. What the hell? So when I saw a director's cut, I was like, well, that's exclusive to the filmmakers, right? We can't get that on the Blu-ray. Then I found out that no, idiot, you can't do that. That's what? You're not making any sense, buddy. What the fuck are you talking about? That's future me talking to past me, and lo and behold, the Blu-ray comes with the director's cut. Now, digital copy. This is so old that the DVD comes with digital copy. You put it into your Mac or your PC, you follow the directions that they give you on the link, and you put the digital code in that way. It's outdated. Digital code doesn't work because the servers are down. Why I didn't just pitch in for the Blu-ray digital code, I don't know. But then I remember that this was affordable and the newer version was not. So I'm just going to have to watch this on Blu-ray, unfortunately. Because the DVD is not the same DVD copy as what you get with the DVD. The actual DVD itself, here's the DVD, this is not what the DVD looks like. So this is exclusive to the combo pack, which I think they should do more often. Now, does it come with special features, the DVD? No. But I think what they should do is they give you the director's cut. If you buy the Blu-ray, you get it on the Blu-ray, you get it on DVD, because it's a combo pack, and you get it on digital. It's an exclusive DVD to the Blu-ray combo pack. You already are almost there. Just finish the job. Chronicle is really good, by the way. Really good movie. And still, to this day, extremely underrated. I have watched the director's cut. I got it thanks to my library, but I wanted to own it because I really like this movie and I want to own it in the best possible quality. For me anyways, I don't have a 4K player, so Blu-ray it is. It's one of those movies that I think is, like, still super underrated. If it was from A24, a lot more people would be talking about it, just saying. Deepwater Horizon, I can't for the life of me remember if I've seen this one or not. This was $5, Blu-ray. To break even, why not get Deepwater Horizon? So I can't say if I like this or not, but I don't know. This is also the director of Patriots Day. I think this came up before Patriots Day, so they can't say if the director of Patriots Day and Lone Survivor, they say of Lone Survivor. I do want to watch Lone Survivor again, though, because I didn't appreciate it as much the first time, because I was waiting for the ending, because they would have the song at the end, and I was like, oh, it has a look at cover of Heroes. Yeah, it wasn't great. I shouldn't have done that. Whatever. But I'm going to try and find Lone Survivor, whatever the hell it is, because I don't know where the copy is. And I think it's actually in the case. So what I would do for... Let's actually go through it. Okay, so... So when you open up Deepwater Horizon, the DVD copy would be of Invisible Man, and Deepwater Horizon's DVD copy would be in my Blu-ray, in my DVD case, movie case, you know, those little binders that people have for their DVDs. That's what I would do for the DVD copies of, or just DVDs in general. And then in place of the case, it would be The Simpsons or Charlie Brown or whatever the hell. So you'd open this up, be like, Charlie Brown is not what this case is. So that's what I do. So that's why I'm like, well, if I find the Lone Survivor case, will Lone Survivor be in there? I actually think so. I haven't seen it anywhere else. I don't know. Rocket Man was the eBay movie I had to get. I had this on eBay because they did not... Because on Amazon it was the region-free edition and not the US import. No idea why they do that. And you can't do ISBN because that's not what that's what Amazon does. Obviously, ISBN is not Blu-ray. That's what Amazon does. ISBN is for books and comics, not for Blu-rays and DVDs. So obviously you can't do that. So there's no way to... And so for comics, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go onto the Simon & Schuster website where they have an Amazon link. Perfect, they might have the right version of Sleep or Memories of Giselle. Perfect. But for whatever reason, Blu-rays are not that at all. No way to find out to get this right version. So I had to get it on eBay. Whatever the case, I own Rocket Man. A movie I think is leaps and bounds better than Bohemian Rhapsody. I think everyone that likes Bohemian Rhapsody should watch this, because if you're like me, and you're like, oh yeah, Elton John, I've saved, Circle of Life, The Bitch is Back, Rocket Man, obviously. Yeah, I like his music. And I watch Rocket Man, I'm like, just completely turned into an Elton John fan. Like, I checked out Elton John songs because of Rocket Man. It influenced my Elton John playlist to increase because of this movie. And I think that is what biopics are made for. And you know what? If the Michael biopic that's the story is whitewashed to hell and back, if it's going to make people want to check out more of his songs and check out more of his life and see what's real and what's fake, hey, more power to that person. Just maybe next time, I don't know. Michael is a good exception because of the subject matter and what they could and couldn't tell about his life. But still, it was like, well, you can at least... Like, I don't think that certain detail that you missed out on was a part of the don't say this about this guy. Like his voice. He didn't always talk like this. Read this, listen to this normal voice. He had a normal voice, and he used it, in interviews and when he would be talking in concerts or whatever, but he didn't talk like this, really, in real life. And the movie glosses over that completely, apparently. I do still want to watch it, though, because I've seen clips around here and there, and YouTube, when you do one thing, you're like, okay, I'm gonna spam it now. So I've seen several clips from the movies on YouTube Shorts. I'm like, hey, I like what I see. But now that I know what's real and what's fake, I can go into it with different expectations than someone like YMS who obviously did not. Well, actually, I think even he was like, well, biopics in general don't do that. It's whitewash and it's just a state movie. Watch his review with open expectations, open opinions too, because obviously he's gonna bash a lot that you might not want to be bashed. But anyways, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I almost sang it. This is the Tom Hanks movie, the one that he was a secondary actor in, because the main actor was this guy. It was about a journalist that didn't really like Fred Rogers. Not really like it. He wasn't a huge fan of, and didn't grow up with Fred Rogers, and he needs to like write an article on him. And, oh my god, why'd you put this on my table? It's one of those movies, but it's really good. And I think Tom Hanks has a really good job of channeling Fred Rogers, but you can tell who's who. You don't get completely immersed in his role as Fred Rogers, but it's really damn good. I wouldn't say it's one of those. I certainly would not see it showing up in a cringe compilation of the worst biopics and the worst, the actors' worst portrayals of real life people. No, not at all. So this movie I have not seen, but it's a Tom Hanks movie, and it was $5.99, so I decided to hell with it. Let's get Apollo 13. Now, like with comics, I don't typically watch Blu-rays that I just bought right away. A lot of that is because when it talked to me with it being like, oh, I'm gonna give it to you, and it was doing that, it's a lot less aggravating because I'm not going to watch it right when I get it. Like, I wasn't planning on watching it on Saturday when it was supposed to come in, and I had to wait until Monday. No, that's why I don't do that. That's why I don't watch the Blu-rays right away. Typically, I wait a little bit to do that. And so that doesn't affect me as much. And like, yeah, it still pisses me off, and I'm still going to do a rant video on it, a little bit of rant on it, but it's not going to be a 30-minute long rant. That's the only thing that I do in a video. You know, that's what I want to avoid. So I don't read comics that I just got right away, and I don't, certain exceptions, of course, same with Blu-rays. But I might make an exception for Apollo 13, and then Deepwater Horizon, just because those are, Deepwater Horizon, I can't remember if I even watched that before or not. Legitimately cannot remember. And Apollo 13, I know I've not seen before. But it is what I wanted to see. Like, I really want to watch this one. I remember growing up, I was like, wow, they can do that in a PG movie? That's crazy. So I do want to watch this one. I was sure it's a good movie, too. I know it was 1995 with a PG rating. It was still kind of weird. Like oh, well, let's rate this movie PG. Yeah, even by 1995 standards, you probably could have rated it PG-13. Now, I'm not a stickler for that, obviously. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But it's like, wow. Now, this is 20th anniversary, right? Yeah, 20th. And that makes sense. But movies anywhere, I didn't think it was that. It doesn't make sense because that was 1995. I will put the correct date if I'm wrong in the comments. You know what? Actually, let's look it up real quick. Just real quick. IMDb Apollo 13. Yeah, I was right. 1995. So 2005 is 10th anniversary, and 2015 is, sorry, 10th anniversary, 2005. 20th anniversary would be 2015. I don't know. Anyways, next up is Licorice Pizza. This movie I've seen before. I thought it was great. Pretty good. This one comes with a poster. It's a small poster, but it comes with a poster. And I got this like new from Amazon, and it comes with all the bells and whistles. Also, it was not Movies Anywhere. It was Apple TV, and it glitched on me, and I was like, oh no. And it said you already redeemed this code, and I was like, oh no. It's there. No worries. Now this is Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code, and look, the slipcase. Now, what does that mean? Why am I like, oh, slipcase, look at that? Well, Amazon, no matter how new or old the movie is, if it's been, well, actually, it doesn't matter how new the movie is. So here, last Blu-ray is Obsession. This just came out. I got it right when it came out. It just was this month it came out, and I got it right away. So they gave you the slipcase, also otherwise known as the O-ring. A lot of it's officially called the O-ring. That's what it's called on Amazon's website and everything like that. But for example, Chronicle they show the slipcase on Amazon's webpage, but when you get it, it's the bare bones version. Now this was used like new from a third-party seller, so that example. Okay, then there is Talk to Me. No slipcase, bare bones Blu-ray. The end of the day doesn't really matter to me, but it makes it more complete. Especially if I'm spending a lot of money on it, like Book of Henry, it was bare bones no matter what. But if I'm spending a lot of money on a Blu-ray, like here, what's the example of one I did spend a lot of money on? Because Talk to Me wasn't that expensive. Chronicle kind of was, but that was third-party seller, so it doesn't really count. I think Upgrade was supposed to be slipcase. That was kind of expensive for an older movie. But still, no matter how much or how old the movie is, if you still why get rid of the slipcase? It's kind of weird. But not much to say about Licorice Pizza. I liked it enough. It was one of those movies that had come out and it got no buzz. And I had just caught a trailer of it, or I just had heard about it. And I was like, hey, I want to check this one out. And I wasn't really disappointed that much, but kind of forgettable. Kind of. But I'm glad I own it, though. And I got the Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code copy. Not the bare bones Blu-ray no digital code copy that's the newer version is. It's weird. I don't get it. Maybe it isn't that. Maybe when you open it up, it's the same exact copy, but I don't know. You look at the back, and it's not that. And this was another one where I had to copy the link, the Amazon link, from Google, not Amazon themselves, because they were region locked. Region free. But it's the Canadian whatever the hell version. Why is Amazon, the US website, USA website, giving me the not USA versions of Blu-rays? It is so weird that they do that, and it makes no sense either. But whatever. I found it. Should not have to go digging. Now on to Obsession, which appropriately named movie because everyone had an obsession with Obsession. Everyone was talking about it, everyone was making their own theories about it, and clowning on other people for their theories on it, rightfully so, in Alex Myers' case, and, people were saying, oh, well, this and that about it, and it was a talk about movie, everyone was loving how much money it was making, and how it was putting Disney to shame, and this and that, and rightfully so, blah, 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 blah. It is really good. It's a really good movie. I love this movie. And it is one of the best of this year, right behind the drama. Now, in terms of... So this is also a YouTuber movie. Curry Barker, and that's a bad idea. I don't know, Talk to Me. I don't know what their YouTube channel is. I can't say it, obviously. But that's a bad idea, is their YouTube channel for Curry Barker. And I had actually watched a lot of his videos before. Not with Talk to Me, obviously, but with Curry Barker, I had seen a lot of his videos. I like them. They're really well put together, really well shot. The production value for a silly YouTube video is phenomenal. You can tell he puts a lot of pride into production design and production quality. I really want to show a some of his videos to my cousin who prides himself in production quality and knows a lot about that. But Obsession is just really damn good. Now, the only issue I have with it is with this Blu-ray, specifically not the movie itself, but this Blu-ray, is that no unrated cut, and apparently they're going to come out with a new copy that's going to be unrated cut later on. I kind of hope they don't do that, and I kind of hope what they do, if anything, is, I don't know, maybe it's a while from now and it's a better Blu-ray and it comes with a Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital code. I don't know, but whatever. Now on to the DVDs. The first one up is a DVD I had to get. So I got this on Apple TV, and it was no special features and no extended cut for Rango. So I had to pay $10 and get this on DVD. You know what? I don't give a shit, because I am physical over digital. Rango is a really good movie, and I think the extended cut is the best version to watch this movie in. So, there you go. But yeah, I kind of have that movie on Apple TV for no reason. It's 4K at least, but I kind of have it on there for no reason. It was affordable. It was a double pack with Paws of Fury. And the only reason why I got Paws of Fury was because I believe the double pack was $5. So why not do that? But then found out, oh shit, no special features and no extended cut. That's kind of annoying. But here's a DVD copy. Now the Blu-ray copy was expensive. Sometimes I will get the DVD copy because it's an older movie. It comes with what I want, and now special features. It has deleted scenes along with the extended cut. So why not just get the DVD? But yeah, really underrated kids movie still to this day, I feel. Not enough people talk about Rango. And it's one of those kids movies that, and this is recent too, so it's not going to say Poltergeist case, but it's one of those kids movies that got away with a good amount. It was still a lot of controversies, and I remember on my mom's radio they were talking about it, and they were surprised, like a PG movie has smoking in it. And there was still a lot of, there's a lot of controversy behind that. So it wasn't completely devoid of that. But still, they stuck to their guns and released the movie they wanted to release. It's a really damn good movie. And it's Johnny Depp, too. So, even more of a win. Sovereign. For whatever reason, this is the only version you can get for a physical movie. You can only get this in DVD. No Blu-ray, no 4K. Apple TV copy is 4K, but no physical 4K. Which is kind of odd, but this is a smaller budget movie. However, it is still universal. It's weird. But it's pretty much just, oh, it's so small I can't see it. But anyways, Sovereign. Now this was one that was one of those very limited theatrical release, and only in 2 theaters near you, and near you is 20 miles away. So I had to wait for this to release on DVD. I rented it from the library, really enjoyed it, saw that months later, saw that the DVD was affordable. It's like, hey, let's get Sovereign. Why not? Gotta break even again, so why not? It's a really good movie. Jacob Tremblay is in this, and honestly, seeing him in Wonder and then seeing him in this, I can't really tell a difference. And yeah, he's much younger in Wonder. Wonder came out in 2017. This came out in 2025. So obviously the kid's grown a little bit. But I don't know. I'd argue that as actors grow up, like a kid actor that's now a grown-up actor can kind of tell. I could be wrong, though, but I'd have to give it a specific example. I can't think of a specific example. But Sovereign. And then one last movie. An hour and 14 minutes, my God. Burn After Reading. For whatever reason, there was no... Along with Sleep, which is a new book, new release graphic novel, which at least this has the excuse of being an old DVD. My theory is that because this movie is so old, Back then, Amazon was like, we're not doing any shrink wrap. Why any shrink wrap for this? No, just the DVD. We'll keep it in pristine quality, make sure that the DVD stays in there, but here you go. Brand spanking new, no shrink wrap. I don't know why Sleep didn't come with a shrink wrap either. And then the corners were dinged too, so that was even better. But yeah, it was weird. Burn After Reading is one that I was my former barber, because he moved to California. He and I would talk comics. Honestly, of all the barbers I've had, no offense to any of you guys who are watching this video, but he was honestly like the best all around. Because he was the first one that knew comics. One of the other ones did. I actually liked him too. But Corey came first. So I was like, hey, this guy talks movies and comics. That's pretty cool. But the other one, I think it was Supercuts. The Supercuts one, so Corey was mostly like X-Men and Spider-Man. But the other one, the Supercuts one, was in Image Comics. Like, he had actually read Tokyo Ghost and Saga. I was like, that's kind of neat. So he has that over Corey. But anyways, Corey was like, hey, Branch of Reading, you should check it out. And I did Away on Vacation, and I liked it. No one else did. Now I own it. So I can watch it whenever, wherever. But that, as I say, is that. I got some reading to do. I got some movies to watch. That's going to be the end of it. See you in the next one, which will more than likely be what I'll be reading in August. That, as I say, is that.